Yes, everybody. So in today's video, I will be looking at who I think will dethrone every single WWE main roster and NXT champion. And just to tell you, on this list, we don't have every single champion. We have most of them, but not everyone. Because when I was sorting out the images and that, some of the images didn't go through, so that's why we don't have all of them, but we'll have most of them. So let's just jump right into the video. So we are starting off with SmackDown side of champions for tag teams, and this one's a bit tricky because the tag team division, as we all know, is dead. The tag team division is rubbish. It's in rambles. It's not good right now. So it was a bit tricky picking who I thought was going to dethrone them. And these champions don't really have anybody who's still on the roster to face. So I just went with the team of Axiom and Nathan Fraser. Not for any really particular reason, but I just thought that Fraxium could come and return and face off with Damian Priest and R-Truth and have a alright match, win the titles, and still go on the same kind of title run that Damian Priest and R-Truth are going with, which is the division is dead and there's no one else to face except from Damian Priest or R-Truth. Because as we all saw on the most recent episode of SmackDown, the MFTs that were really the only tag team that was still there broke up. My predictions for the SmackDown tag titles is that Fraxium will return, defeat R-Truth and Damian Priest, and yeah, let's move on with the next set of titles, which is the women's side of tag titles, Paige and Brie Bella. Now, I'm not invested in their whole team, their whole title run, the whole thing that's going on between these. But I'm okay, I can sit through a few matches of Brie Bella and Paige and see what they're going to say, see what matches they're going to make together. But I'm not invested at all, too much. So, again, this was a bit of a tricky one to decide. But overall, I just thought, who's a tag team that's strong at the moment? Who's a tag team that's quite powerful at the moment? So I went with the team of the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Lyra Valkyria turned on Bayley, which imploded their tag team, which removed them from the whole division. So I don't know. I just went with Roxanne Perez and Raquel. And now, as us wrestling fans are looking at, we think Roxanne Perez is going to turn on Liv Morgan, which myself, I think that's going to happen. I do. But I don't think that's going to happen this soon. I think that's going to happen in a few weeks, maybe after the Saturday night's main event, which I think the Judgment Day will defeat Paige and Brie Bella. So yeah, that's my prediction for the women's tag titles. And let's look at the next one, which is Tiffany Stratton's United States Women's Championship. And for this one, I was between maybe two people, maybe three, which was Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Io Sky. Now, I don't know. I don't know why I've done this, and I don't know what the reasoning is, but I went with Io Sky. And after Night of Champions, we discovered that she will have a Women's Championship match at SummerSlam with Liv Morgan. And I don't think she's going to win that. I think Liv... I think Liv Morgan is going to retain after that. And I think she'll go in a run, have barely any defenses, and then lose it to the woman that I'm going to talk about later in this video. But then I think she's going to have a good match with Tiffany Stratton, and defeat Tiffany Stratton to become the United States champion. Gonna hold it for a short amount of time, but she'll still win. Let's move on with the next one, which is Sol Ruka. Now, again, like it's a lot of these that I don't really know who's gonna beat her, because she's not really in any storylines or like rivalries now, right now, and I think WWE might need to work on that as ASAP. So I just went with Maxine Dupree. And after the promo that she had with Chad Gable on the most recent episode of Raw, I think she's going to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship again. Not really do much with it, but I think she'll have a few defenses, and then I think she'll lose it back to Soldier. But yeah, that's like what I think. I'm sorry if there's like a lot of championship dethroning that sounds like I have nothing, no knowledge of WWE, but I'm just like, I don't know, because they're not in any rivalries, they're not in any storylines, so that's why I don't know. But let's move on with the next championship, which is the champion that I am loving right now, which is Tony D. And he's just came off with a hot match against Naraku at the Great American Bash, and there's a few challenges that he could go for. One of them being Jackson Drake, another one being maybe Naraku again. One of them being I don't know, like Sean Spears. But overall, I went with one of my favorite NXT superstars right now, Mason Rook. Now, I think Mason Rook deserves the NXT Championship because he was great in the Indies. I saw some of his highlights doing like training and that, and some of his matches, and he's phenomenal. People like underestimate him and misunderstand him, but he is absolutely phenomenal. So I think Tony D'Angelo is going to go on a few more defenses, beat some more people, but then Mason Rook's going to come in and body slam him. So yeah, that's my prediction for the NXT Championship. Let's move on with the next one, which is a very odd and strange champion and reign, because Liv Morgan won it at WrestleMania 42 Vegas. Then she just came off a match with Io Sky in the Queen of the Ring finals, which alone is really strange. And she has a match confirmed at SummerSlam with Io Sky again, but I didn't know who to pick, cause there's like a few people we could have chose from. One of them being Raquel Rodriguez, one of them being Roxanne Perez, another one being maybe Bailey, another one being Becky Lynch, another one maybe being Io Sky at SummerSlam, which I didn't do because I already picked Io Sky for the United States Championship. So overall, I was thinking hard about this one, and I chose Lyra Valkyria, because with her new heel gimmick, that's just gonna go on a rivalry with Bailey, maybe have a street fight, maybe have a series of matches, and I think with this whole heel gimmick, a bit like Becky Lynch did, and then she went on to have a few reigns with the Intercontinental Championship. So overall, I think Lyra Valkyria is gonna beat Liv Morgan maybe in somewhere like September or October time in Money in the Bank maybe. So I think she's gonna defeat Liv Morgan, and I think she's gonna go on a long run with it. I think she's gonna have a few really, really good matches with the title, and that's mainly what I think about the Women's Championship right now. So let's move on with the next championship and who I think is going to win that one, which is another Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley's side of things, and I had no clue. I had zero clue because, again, there's only like a few people that's really in a rivalry and storyline with Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green. No, not Chelsea Green. Michin and B-Fab. But really, out of them that I've just counted, I don't see any of them beating Rhea Ripley for the championship. So maybe down the line, maybe in a few months or something, I could see, and I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me, but I could see Charlotte Flair winning. This isn't my number one big, oh my god, this who's definitely going to win it. That it's just a mini prediction of, I think maybe Charlotte Flair could turn on Rhea Ripley again and win the championship, but this isn't confirmed on my watch. This isn't a big prediction that I'm just going to keep here for all the other dethroning videos I'm going to make. Because probably in the next one, there's going to be a brand new person who I think. So I just put Charlotte Flair on here as just a for now superstar. Let's move on to the next one, which is Penta's reign, and this is my second favourite reign, because he's been putting on great matches every week, just countless battles against people cooking up in the ring, making dream matches happen, like the one against Rey Mysterio, the one against Ethan Page at Saturday Night's Main Event, and more. And the ladder match at WrestleMania, of course. And this might be like just me trying to be all getting my hopes up because I love this guy, but down the line, maybe in like a few weeks, I could potentially see Javon Evans winning the Intercontinental Championship. Now, a few weeks ago, and a month or something ago, we saw Javon Evans and Penta, and they put on an absolutely banger of a match. Nasty spots, great kick out on that, near falls, and that's gonna happen again, I think. And that time, Javon Evans will become Mr. Intercontinental Champion and kick off his first main roster championship win. And again, like I said, this might be me trying to get my hopes up and everything, because Javon Evans is my second favourite WWE wrestler, behind Roman Reigns. I just think it's his time. I just think it's his time to show everybody. I mean, everybody already knows, but I think it's his time to show everybody that he's the future. That he might not even be the future. He might be the now. And for the next prediction, we have the GOAT, the OTC, the YTC, Roman Reigns. Now, this man has been putting on two bangers. One against Jacob... Wait, no. 3 bangers. One against Jacob Fatu, one against CM Punk, and one against Jacob Fatu again. And Roman Reigns is my favourite wrestler of all time. Okay? We all got that clear? Okay. And I hate to predict that anybody's going to beat Roman Reigns, because I don't want to see Roman Reigns lose the title. I want to see Roman Reigns hang on to this title for the rest of his whole life. But I gotta predict somebody, and I gotta predict the person that everybody who makes these type of videos is probably gonna say will dethrone Roman Reigns. So I picked Obafemi. Now, he just won King of the Ring, and he's most likely going to pick Roman Reigns for SummerSlam, but I don't see him beating Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I see Roman Reigns beating Obafemi at SummerSlam, and I see Roman Reigns holding this championship until WrestleMania next year. Obafemi's going to win the Royal Rumble, then he's going to beat Roman Reigns at that following year's WrestleMania Saudi. And that's where Obafemi's going to get his giant, big moment of becoming a world champion in the main roster of WWE. And for the final prediction of this video, we have the most recently won champion, which is Sami Zayn. He's just won the championship at Night of Champions. I don't know why I had to think on that one. But yeah, he won it at Night of Champions against Cody Rhodes and Gunther. And people might look at him as a traditional champion, but I do not see that. I see him holding it on for, let's say, until SummerSlam. Randy Orton's going to return and beat Sami Zayn at SummerSlam Night 1 main event. I don't see Cody Rhodes regaining the championship for the fourth time. At least I hope he doesn't. Because, no. Alright, a third time was enough. We don't need a fourth reign. We don't. We really don't. Keep Cody Rhodes as far away as that championship as possible. And let's Randy Orton get the 15th. Let's get Randy Orton to have another reign before he eventually retires and hangs up the boots. So that's why I picked Randy Orton, because he deserves it. And he's going to return before SummerSlam, beat Sami Zayn at SummerSlam, and they're going to have a great match at SummerSlam, and yeah. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Comment down below what your predictions are on who's going to dethrone all the current champions, and I will see you wonderful people in the next video, which is most likely going to be Wednesday or tomorrow for the Raw review. So yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.